Hi everyone, let's talk about the relationship statement that's required for a partner visa. What does it need to cover to ensure that you write it well and meet the criteria that's required from that statement itself? A relationship statement is an important document that needs to support exactly what you're saying. Whatever you mention in the relationship statement, you should also try and back it up with some evidence that you're claiming in that relationship statement. So for example, if you're saying we travel together, then include tickets or other evidences that will support that. Now, one of the other things to keep in mind is the different pillars that you need to cover. There's 4 pillars that we focus on. One is financial responsibility. So how do you share the financial responsibilities with each other? Exactly how do you divide between yourselves with the incomes that you have? The second one is nature of the household. How do you manage the household? Who does what duties around the house? So groceries, you got cleaning, you will have other things like taking care of your dog or pets that you have. Socializing is the third aspect that you need to focus on and talk about. So socially, how do you interact with other people? Do you know each other's parents? How often do you meet them? How often do you have outings with friends? To make sure that you cover it from the perspective that yes, you are socially together as well, not just with each other. Now, there's some cases where you may not be able to tell your parents or the friends and family about your relationship. In those grounds, it's very important to be honest and let the department know exactly what's happening in your life. Why is it that maybe your parents don't know and other things? So it could be due to cultural reasons that you can't tell them, or they might be against your marriage and you're really just trying to avoid conflict. It doesn't mean that it strengthens your application, but the honesty means you're providing a clear, concise information to the department, and then you back it up with evidence to say this is actually a genuine relationship, but it's our choice not to tell the family members about certain things, and then the department knows what's going on. Now, the last one is commitment to the future with each other. So how are you investing in each other? What's your planning like? Are you planning for kids, planning to buy a house? For example, a lot of people use their, let's say they write their will and say their partner's going to get it. You don't necessarily need to do all of that, especially if you don't want to, don't force it. What you're required to do is provide that advice to the department to say, this is the advice that I've been given from my lawyer. We don't wish to do this. Or it might be your own personal decision for whatever reason that you don't wish to do something. But don't force stuff where it's not required. You should always do what you're happy doing and then have the professional advise you on how to cover those grounds. So for example, financially, you've got how do you divide your things. Socially, you've got how do you interact with each other's friends and family. For the future commitment, you might have certain plans or goals in the future. So for example, you might have a savings account together to buy a new home or an investment property. So we can use that as the evidence for commitment to your future. Telling your family members is a good sign, depending on your cultural background as well, that this is a commitment to our future because we've told our parents, or you've booked a place for your wedding. And you need to combine all of that to then go, this is why we're together. So if a random person is to read that relationship statement, and that's literally what officers are, they're random people on the other side of the desk who are assessing your application by papers, right? You might have photos and things like that in there to back up everything you've claimed in the relationship statement, but that's all they're able to look at. So just by reading that, there shouldn't be any doubts that arise from your relationship or the lack thereof evidence to back up your relationship, right? So it's very important that you write a truthful, honest relationship statement and cover everything all the way from the starting, where how your relationship started, the history of the relationship, how it's developed, and then talk about the 4 pillars, which are financial, household, social, and commitment to the future. If you have any questions regarding this, you can contact us at Migration Centre of Australia.